Okay, hello everyone. Uh, I think for today I will just make a short review and some practice. Maybe short review and practice all together, and then I have the your quiz. Okay. So I think I will give it around 11:30. Around 11:30. Okay. Uh, Let me start from the very essential or the very basic of um, mathematics, the functions. So I believe you know and already familiar with functions, but I think I will just make a short review. Uh, you have the functions. If you imagine it's like a process, and you have the the input, right, and you have the output, right, and this is what you call domain and range, right. I will just directly give you these questions. Uh, if you have functions of t uh, square root and then t plus 1, what is the domain of the function? Okay, so if you see the square root, then if your interval is real number, okay, then the whole thing here should be greater or equal 0. Okay, it can't be negative, right? So we can set up the uh, t plus 1 should be greater than or equal 0. So you get this is your domain. Oh, wait a minute. Or you can write like uh, -1 until infinity. That's also fine. Or just write like this way. It's totally fine. Okay. What about the second one? Wait a minute. Why so long? Wait a moment. Okay. Next one. Let me give you a couple minutes to think and try. It should be not very long. It should be maybe you can guess it from just see the functions. Mhm. You get it? What are you doing there? What is this? What is this? How? What? Why plus one? Okay. How? Why? 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 Why need it plus three? Okay. I think no problem. Yeah, Licha, what about you? Can I see? Uh, half half correct. Half correct. Okay. Half correct. Mm-hmm. 12 setengahnya. Okay, guys. Uh, first, okay, this is very basic. Okay, if you still got wrong, then I'm suggesting to retake the course. Okay. Uh, the domain is every x that is possible for the function. Okay. You see from this rational function, the bottom, it can be negative, it can be positive, right? But it cannot be zero. So zero is no way, right? So if I put 3 here, it will be 0, right? So of course, x should not be 3, or x not equal 3. Okay? It can be more than 3, less than 3. That's fine, right? That's not a problem. Okay? So whenever you have the results, try to make sense of the functions. Okay? Is it logical? Does it make sense? And every time you take a steps in math, in every math problems, guess yourself or ask yourself, okay, is it necessary and why I'm doing this? If you're just writing the function, the formula without knowing anything why you do it, you're in big trouble. Okay, you're in big trouble. Okay, so and then the next one is the square root. Okay, the square root is basically similar to what we did before. Okay, it cannot be negative, but it can be 0. So it should be greater or equal. Okay, so uh, without necessarily writing long steps, you can just write the 3 minus x is not equal 0 and x is not equal 3, and then 2 plus x is should be greater or equal 0. So it should be, you stop here and it's fine. Or if you want to make it more sophisticated, you can write like this. Or if you just write here, here, fine. If you want to write completely more fancy, that's also okay. Okay, that's the domain. Okay. Uh, Another thing of domain. So this one, the fractions, and then the log. Okay. Remember all of this. Okay. Log, you need to be half positive, right? And another side of functions is we can transform our functions, right? Transformations. Okay, let me write. Suppose you are given a function, let's say f, okay? And the question is just describe each function can be obtained. Okay, can be obtained from f, and the functions will be, let's say this this one. Let's say it's five functions. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to explain if you are already have the default functions f, okay, and you have f of x minus 1 and f x plus 2 minus f of x, and then 1 over 3 f of x, f, and then 4x, okay? And how you describe all these functions. For example, the first one, you have functions of the f, okay? How would you do to transform the f into this f minus 1? Going down, right? So maybe you can also draw any random f, okay? Maybe like this one, okay? So this f, you can draw anything, but don't make your life difficult. Draw the simple one. So this f minus 1, because it's f minus 1, so it's in y-axis, right? So going down 1 unit, okay? So maybe like this, yeah. And this is 1 unit, okay? How about the f of x plus 2? Yeah, going to the left, okay? Going to the left, 2 units, okay? So maybe different color, going to the left, maybe here, okay? And how about the minus f of x? Yeah, it is reflected to x, right? So maybe here. How about not minus f of x, but f minus x inside? Yes, correct. So if you have this, then, okay, reflected to y, okay? So maybe here. What is 1 over 3 means? 1 over 3 f of x. it's shrink, right? Shrink. So maybe getting smaller, right? Getting smaller. Okay. Getting smaller. So it's 103. What the f, and then you have 4x. Okay, now this is interesting. You can try with any functions you want and see the graph looks like, but actually this 4x, or if you have 3, it has the same meaning as this, but different different axis. Okay, so if you have f of 4, this means let me write. This is shrinking uh, horizontally by factor 1/4. Okay, this is shrinking vertically by factor 1/3. So it's similar, but the difference is the axis. Okay, the axis. So horizontal and vertical is like you are stretching and bending the curve. Okay. So if you have 1/4, meaning it's stretched. Okay, it's stretched. Okay, that's idea for transformation. Okay, I hope you get the idea. And the other part is, I think that important is inverse. Okay. Actually, there's other part like linear equations, models. I think you already know. And these 3 parts, I believe, you still have much to do. So inverse. Let me just give you the question. So find the inverse. I'm giving you maybe the easy one first. F of x, x over x plus, this is 4. Okay, this is 4. Okay, do you still remember how to find inverse? Remember? So to find the inverse is basically you are switching x and y, right? So now it's actually this is y, right? If you having this f of x is y, then you need to solve for x and then exchange to f inverse. Okay. So y. So for y, let me draw clearly. So x minus yx is for y. So x is for y. 1 minus y. So f inverse x is okay. 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 Got it. Okay. You need to do much faster. It's not standard for undergraduate. If you're slower, if you take this uh, inverse in a slow pace, that's not as undergraduate standards. Okay. Okay, another one. Let me give you f of x is 2 minus x cubed. Okay, 2 minus x cubed over 5. I know all of you are from international students, right? But you're coming into Taiwan, so you need to adapt to all the uh, cultures, how the competition is, because you are now in Taiwan. So do not make like, oh, Taiwanese students so clever, so genius, blah blah blah, blah, so smart. Okay, don't make excuses like that. You're in Taiwan now, okay? So uh, one Taiwanese students, I gave the students like I miscalculated the score, and he's got higher than he should be, and he's coming to me, sir, I should be lower. His he it's just like a 2 or 1 2 points, okay, and then, oh, okay, and are you sure? I'm asking like, you don't want this grade? No, 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 I want lower. You know that kind of mentality, that is what you should have. Okay? You need to like to accept that, okay, that is your ability, and I don't know, maybe because of um, environment, okay, or maybe family, like you don't want to be seen as, okay, you are a failure. Oh, you failed to get that, blah blah blah. Maybe from maybe my environment is like similar to that. Like uh, if you don't get a good score, you will be bullied, right? You'll be bullied by your teachers, by your family, by your friends, right? And then in our hearts, uh, without we are really realizing it, we felt that, okay, I don't want to be fair. I don't want to be fair. And how do we approach that? We walk to the safe zone, comfort zone, and we don't want to cross that zone. And that's a big mistake. Maybe 10 years after this, like 10 years in the future, you will realize, okay, why I didn't do blah blah blah, and you'll regret many things. Okay? So my suggestion is, okay, take a brave step, be confident, be proud of yourself. Aside, like, maybe you get low or high, that's life, right? Sometimes getting high, sometimes getting low, not a problem. But you need to have the mentality. Need to have the mentality. Okay. So when I was talking to the Taiwanese student, I was thinking, okay, this is good education. He get good education from his parents, environments, schools. But maybe for us, the international students from each of every country you're coming from, maybe we are not as good as them. Our culture and our all these education we have, but we can change, right? And you are now in Taiwan, and you can change. At least change yourself, okay, before you change all the society, okay. Okay, now this 5y 2 minus, and then I get this, right? And I get this cubic root 2 minus 5y. Okay. Now, a more challenging question about inverse. Let me give you f of x. And let me give you the restrictions. Okay, let me give you this one. It's quite challenging. It's actually easy, but you need to take several steps. Now this is worthy to be an exam. Okay, if you find, raise your hand. It's easy, but it takes some time. But not too long, I think. Oh, good. You get it. This. Do you remember the standard for complex square? The complex square is like this. For example, like this. On this. This. Change to this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Correct, correct. You get it? Yeah, 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 yeah. Let me give you the idea. Okay. Remember, you can write this or write similar to half maybe and change this part into similar to this. And you can square it right. Right. Gimana caranya? Ini boleh nggak? Boleh nggak dalam matematik? Boleh nggak dalam matematik? Nggak boleh, ini harus nol. Harus nol. Kamu mesti cari cara yang lebih aman dari ini. Ingat ini kan kalau dikuadratin. Ya kan? Kan gitu. Bisa dibentuk kayak gitu. Kalau kamu dapat ini kan kamu bisa bikin gini kan. Nah, ini kan sebenarnya kamu tambah berapa supaya jadi ini. Pakai kompleks square. Ingat. Okay, anyone solve? Bisa? Bisa? Ya. Okay, since I think most of you, I think a few of you got it right. So um, okay, let me write the um, so basically, okay, because in inverse, you need at least your y and x is interchangeable, right? So you need to make this x squared plus x interchangeable. So you can have x equaling which y, right? So what I'm going to do is let me write this x squared plus x, okay? Let me plus 4, 1 over 4, I mean, and then minus 1 over 4 to uh, make it similar to our original function. This whole thing, we can complete squared, right? Complete squared is making this into, and we have 1 over 4. Okay, and this is our, let's say it's our y. Okay, and from here we can solve the x, right? So let's say x plus half is y plus 1 over 4, and then I can square root this. So my x is square root of y plus, and then minus 1 half. So f inverse, okay, and you can mention your x should be not should be greater than negative 1 over 4, right? Okay, that's the inverse. Now we move to polynomials and quadratic and polynomials. Um, okay, given that fx is divided by x minus k, the remainder is negative 4. Find the constant k. Okay, I hope you still remember the polynomial, the remainder, roots. if you solve, find the k. Let me know. Okay. Berapa lama ini ya? Did anyone else solve the problem? Dapat ya? Yang satu benar, yang satu salah deh. Coba hitung lagi deh. Yang satu benar, yang ini salah. Okay, so the fx divided by the x minus k, it gives the remainder -4. Okay, I think like we did in I think one of our quizzes have similar questions, right? What you do is, yeah, correct. And then you can plug in the k into the equations, and it should be equal -4. That's the mathematical meaning behind the words. Okay, so you are plug in k, and it should be -4. So k cubed minus 9k squared plus 24k, and minus 20 is -4. And you can solve now for k. So k, okay, now we have this. And now, basically, we need to solve this cubic, okay, How to solve? Okay, first, you can trial and error if you like. If the easy number is easy to calculate, and you can try. Maybe try 1, or maybe 2 if you want. Maybe just 1. 1 minus 9 minus 8 plus 24 is 16, right? And 16 minus 16 is 0. It's correct, right? So 1 is our root, right, from here. So I can write also in terms of the synthetic divisions. So just divide by 1. So 1. So we have now k minus 1 is k squared minus 8x plus 16. And we can solve this. This become this, right? So k is 1 and 4. Okay, in case the if the roots, if you have like polynomials and maybe the roots have not only real numbers, maybe imaginary numbers, you can check the imaginary numbers using the quadratic function formula, the quadratic formula for imaginary roots. Okay. Okay, that's the quadratic and polynomial. Let me go to the other sections, the log and exponents. Let me just give you the question. Solve the following equations. So find x and y. Yeah, yeah. From these two, so you need to combine these two. So you may need this basic relations, okay, for log, and also uh, okay. Anyone solve? Mm-hmm. And what's the answer? Yeah. What is x? Yeah. What is x? Yeah. What is y? No. The answer, the number. It is a solve. You need to combine these two. Combine these two. Okay. Hmm? Hmm. Ini bener ini kayaknya salah deh. Hmm. Ah, ini loh. Ini loh. Salah itu nggak ya? Oh, really? This is what? I don't think it will be that much. You can check. Oh, 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 oh. Really? Yeah, I think it's too much. Too much. Really? Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Yeah, one correct. Yeah. Okay, let me solve for you. Okay. Okay. From the first equations, I got y with the power of 5 is x, right? Okay. Now we can exchange this log to, right? Or let me log to y and then equal to. Okay. So y is square root of 2. So x is square root of 2 and then 5. So 4 square root of 2. Okay. Okay. Right, right. But I haven't checked if other number are correct too. But if you check your numbers is correct, then maybe the question is incomplete. Maybe. Okay. But did I do mistake here? No, right? It's okay, right? Same. Okay. Same. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. This is also, I think, the same, right? Yeah. Then that should be okay. So there's more not, yeah, a lot of possible answers. Yeah. Okay. I think because yesterday we are uh, finishing the sequence and series. Let me give you the examples. Okay. But I think the number is too crazy. It's too much, but still fine, I think. Yeah. So. Mhm. Oh, okay. Okay, okay, okay. So that's actually the same the same animal. Okay, okay. Yeah. The thousands make us confused. Okay. The question is asking to find the sum, so I need to calculate all. Uh, if it is happening in your exam, if you find like you actually have like 10 to the power, right? You can write just as it is. Do not take the multiplying in your answers. Like maybe you are multiplying 3 times 3 times 3, 10 times, and you get to some numbers. It's wasting your time. So just write the in the exponent form. So first you need to recognize uh, it is it the what kind of sequence or what kind of series it is. It's geometric, right? With one and become two, two, two with two, two squared, and the bottom is three. So the ratio is 2/3, right? Let's say this is our A. Okay, this is AR squared, and etc. And the total is until 10, right? So I can write the as 10. It's actually our what we need to solve. So A, and then 1 minus 2 third, 10 divided by 1 minus 2 third. So it's becoming 1. Okay, you can just stop here. No need to further uh, making your life difficult here. Yes, 9 or 10, 10, right? Oh, but you can actually, oh, no, no, no. Yeah, 10, right? This 1/3. Yeah. Remember the Sn, the Sn, the Sn. Sn is a n, right? Okay, let me give you the find the formula. Can you guess the next two number? 12? No. But as long as you can make it like you can make some pattern and formula. No? Yeah, she's correct. So this is 7 and 16. You know why? Because it can be, this is the 1, 3, 5, 7, right? And the other can be 2, 4, 8, 16. The one is odd. The other will be the even one. And it's 2. Okay. And what is the n? It's quite difficult. It's quite difficult. At least it has two components, three components. So because it has two components, you will have one side is for the odd, one is for the this squared one, and plus. Okay. So you need to define at certain points, one of them need to be 0. You get my point? Okay. Or let me define the if you have just only have odd. Odd is just n. Let's just say n. 1, 3. Okay. And the even is maybe this make 2, 1. Okay. Right? Because this is n equal 1, n equal 2, n equal 3, right? So if you have, If you have 2, it's become 2. If you have 4, it's become the 4 there. And if you have 6, it become 8, right? And the odd is just 1, and then the same as the terms 1, 3, 5, 7, right? And you need to combine these two into one pattern formula in which, okay, one of them need to be 0, right? In each of, like for example, this one, so these two need to be 0, right? So you need to include the some numbers there. And how to make it 0? You can make just 1 and -1. 1 minus 1 is 0, right? And maybe one of them need to have the power of n. So at every, maybe at odd one, the odd terms, it can be 0. Okay. Can you try to find? Can you try to find? So basically, in the final, the question is more or less either finding formula or finding the sum. Okay. And also I think arithmetic and geometric, you should be familiar. So the formula should be, I will write dot dot dot, and this should be, let's say 2 plus dot 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 n. And you need to combine both of this. Anyone find? Okay. Can you find formula? Is it too difficult? You still find formula, find the numbers, playing with numbers, put here. So you need to check when n is 1, your n should be 1, right? So this should be your calculation, and this should be 0, right? And how to make it 0? You put some constants here. When you are dealing the constant and maybe powering the constant with some n, that should be 0. But if you have 2, this should be 0. And this should be your calculations. Can you do that? Is it too complicated for you? Yeah, too complicated, right? Mm-hmm. Can you check? Oh, good, good, good. And can you try 1? 1 minus 1 is 0, right? 1. Yeah, 0, right? So yeah, I think you can write like I'm writing there. So you have 2 components and plus. Okay, so you can make sure the other one is 0 and the other one is not. What do you mean? Mhm. There should be, because you need to make it 0, right? At least to make it 0, you can have like, including the minus 1, 1 minus 1, and the minus 1 can have the power, right? Sometimes minus 1 can be positive or negative, right? So if you include that into your calculation, it might be forming the 0, right? Because I think too complicated for you. So let me give you the idea, okay? So if I have 1, okay, minus, okay, or maybe plus, okay, plus negative 1, and if n is 1, so it will be 1 minus 1, like is 0, right? If n 2, it's 1 plus 1, right? It's 2, right? So you can try, like, see, uh, if your n is odd, it will be 0. If your n is even, it will be 2. So it will be resulting. So you can try 3, 4, 5, 0 to 0 to 0 2, right? So you can include this, but because it's 2, you need to divide by 2, right? So I can write here 1 plus, for the left one. So if you put 1, it's totally 0 here. And you have the other side as your terms, right? And now we are switching 0, right? Now we want 0 is even. So we can just plus 1 for this one, right? Okay. 1 plus. So you can check if you have 1 is the answer, right? 1. If you have 2, you can, it is the odd. If you become 3, it's 0. And this will be your terms, right? So every time you get this, like finding formula, blah, 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 try 1, 2, 3, at least 3. If all correct, then this is your formula. I haven't tried other patterns aside from this, but you can try, because sometimes you can have more than one pattern that's correct. Okay. So maybe if in exam, if you discover originally by you, like you try and then, okay, this is correct, and it's correct, and it's fine. It's correct. You can try. Okay. Okay. Now it's 11:41, so I need to deliver the results, the quiz results first.